Alright, Shalom. First, like to start by saying all praise to Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles that be well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. This, as you can see, is a Wikipedia document entitled Crisis Actor. A crisis actor, aka actor patient or actor victim, is a trained actor, role player, volunteer, or other person engaged to portray a disaster victim during emergency drills to train first responders such as police, firefighters, or EMS personnel. Crisis actors are used to create high fidelity simulations of disasters in order to allow first responders to practice their skills and help emergency service organizations to prepare and train in realistic scenarios as part of full-scale disaster exercises, right? And this is what you see. This is what you see going on in the USA. And they're gonna name two instances where it happened, or whatever the case may be. You know, a lot of these disasters and stuff that go on are man-made. You know, and a lot of these people that's actually so-called or dying, a lot of it just acting, man. And some of it is real, man. But that's part of knowing the depths of Satan's tricks and stuff, man. But it says disaster training simulations. It says actors take on the role of mock victims and simulate specific injuries from a disaster to add lifelike realism to an emergency exercise. Theoretical makeup and cosmetics plus rubber and latex appliances are often used to simulate a variety of wounds or medical conditions that realistically portray victims' injuries. A practice known as medical I don't know how to say this word, but it's a French word meaning casting slash molding. Is the art of applying mock injuries for the purpose of training emergency response teams and other medical and military personnel. It says M may be as simple as applying pre-made rubber or latex wounds to a healthy patient's limbs, chest, head, etc., or as complex as using makeup and theater techniques to provide elements of realism such as blood, vomitus, open fractures, etc. To the training simulation, the practice dates to at least the Renaissance, which we know Esau took over during the Renaissance, when wax figures were used for this purpose. Alright, so that's what you see when you watch the news media, man. But a lot of these events that's going on around the world, a lot of it is just crisis actors, you know. And it's going to explain it. I ain't even got to say nothing. It says actors who portray news reporters, relatives of victims, and concerned citizens are also used during drills to train emergency operations center personnel to cope with a variety of emotionally charged demands and requests. Right, man. It says conspiracy theories and defamation. It says in the United States, the term has been used by conspiracy theorists who falsely claim that mass shootings and other disasters are staged and victims and their families are being played by crisis actors in order to pass gun control laws. And that's the truth, man. And one other thing, I don't know how many brothers, you know, or sisters have ran into anybody that's been through these little bombings, and who family members who were on the Twin Towers coming down, whatever the case may be. I haven't met anybody like that yet, man. But it says conspiracy theorists use use of the term is thought to have originated in 2012 when a blog post by former professor and professional conspiracy theorist James Tracy suggested that the government could have hired an acting agency named Vision Box to help stage the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, and that was staged. Also, besides the crisis actors, you have to remember the witchcraft part of it. One thing that the Lord has been showing me, and I know about other brothers can attest to it. Is if you don't, because they train in our minds to be a certain way and to look for certain things outside of what's really happening. So, if you reading these books and doing your study, especially the scriptures is number one. But if you are reading these books and studying, your eyes start to get open to a lot of shit that's been going on around you that you haven't seen before. You know, and that's how you able, and that be the Spirit dealing with you. That's how you able to see what's going on. But you have to, the Lord has to reveal it to you. Because we at the time of the end. That's why, since the truth has been being pushed out, that's what's been waking people up. Even though people don't join, they starting to see it. And just like the other nations, when they damn, it's the priest that came to my head. But when they start snapping at America, the scriptures call America the mistress of witchcrafts, man. Sorry, give me a second. He's already passed laws for you to be able to do witchcraft openly. So you can't say it don't exist. I'm gonna start with this precept first. This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. Right, the wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures is what's going to keep you, give you the faith to endure the times that's coming. Right? The strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. And the truth is what has been revealing Esau and his wickedness. Man. That's why all the nations is turning against the U.S. because the Lord cut her witchcrafts off. This Nahum, I'm going to start at verse 1 and jump. Nahum chapter 3 verse 1. Woe, meaning destruction to the bloody city. It is full of lies and of robbery. The prey departed not. We are the prey, man. We are still in our captivity over here in the USA, man. I'm going to jump. Verse 4. Because of the multitude of whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, American his philosophies, the mistress of witchcrafts, see, there's witchcrafts in this place, man, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, through her philosophies, and families through her witchcrafts, man. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. The Lord is uncovering all the wickedness that Esau has been doing, man. Exposing them. The Lord is exposing Esau for all this witchcraft and deceit, deception by way of his prophets. See, ain't nobody, us not normal people. Normal people, the normal people who have not heard of this whole crisis crisis actor situation until somebody revealed it, but it was never in anybody's mind to even think like this, and it had to start with the prophets waking up, and then the Lord started bringing the information out because we at the time of the end. Because if you read these articles, whatever it is, the Spirit still has to be with you in order to see it and break it down, and apply it in your reality. Nahum chapter 3 verse 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that some of the nations through her whoredoms, and the families through her witchcrafts, behold, I am against thee, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, so America is being revealed for all its BS. And I will shew the nations thy nakedness, its witchcrafts, its philosophies, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, vile and set as a gazing stock. So yeah, America is being revealed, man, for all this wickedness, man. So like you said. Alright, this is where it says Vision Box offer dramatic training in criminal and victim behavior to actors intended to help bring intense realism to simulated mass casualty incidents in public places. So these some of these events are real, and some of them are crisis actors, man. And what exposes it is one thing that the Lord been having me be on. What helps me identify this is me studying the witchcraft part of it, because the witchcraft is the part that you can't see, and that exposes everything, man. But it starts with the scriptures, man. And so you have to be diligent. You have to be diligent. You have to know a little bit of everything, man, in order to connect the dots. Just like, right, it's a connect the dots type of situation. If you might know a little bit of this, but you might be missing on certain other things that eventually have to put the whole puzzle together, and that comes through the Spirit and through studying the scriptures, and the angels supping with you and the Lord revealing it to you, man, basically. It says Tracy also prompted a crisis actor conspiracy theory of the Boston Marathon bombing. Conspiracy theorists all have falsely claimed such attacks are false flag operations. Let's look up this word. A false flag operation is an act committed with the intent of disguising the actual source of responsibility and pinning blame on another party, like the Twin Towers. It's a false flags operation staged by conspirators, usually government or corporate forces, in order to achieve some goal, such as justifying increased government surveillance, which they did do that for that reason, disarmament of the population, which they are trying to do, and passing laws that's putting stricter regulation on it, or military action against blamed nations or groups. That's what the whole 9/11 was about. Or to pass laws, legislation that state that you are enemy, which they did, of the U.S. Everybody on this U.S. soil is enemy, and that's why they got things like the Southern Poverty Law Center, etc., man. Crisis actors are claimed in this context to play the part of bystanders or witnesses, emergency response personnel, and with the aid of staged makeup, wounded victims of the attack. So when you're looking at the news, apply this. Read this document and these precepts that I'm adding, and all the other precepts that you can find, and the Lord can open your mind. You got to pray and fast on it. Those be the steps. That's the steps that I have to take, and I'm pretty sure all the brothers said we all go through the same thing, man. So this is being a watchman. It says advocates of the conspiracy theory include Alex Jones and outlets such as True Pundit. In April 2018, the parents of two children killed in the Sandy Hook shooting launched a lawsuit against Jones for defamation, accusing him of his website InfoWars of engaging in a campaign of false, cruel, and dangerous assertions. In November 2021, Jones was found liable by default after failing to provide documents to the court. He has announced he will appeal. Okay. Yeah, and then they come after you. They come after you if once you start revealing and knowing too much of their information. If you're not in a circle. So, crisis actors. All right, so now we get into a couple more precepts. Revelation chapter 2 verse 24. But unto you I say, and unto the rest of Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan. This is part of the depths of Satan, of this devil, man. People don't know stuff like this, man, and it's, it gets deep, and it reveals to you how you are always being lied to and under mind control. Because Esau has to bring about his agenda, which is the New World Order. So he has to keep people as sleep and docile as he possibly can. So besides these crisis actors and the witchcraft to help protect it and cover it up, your food and your water, when it's not real, the GMO products without the natural nutrients, etc. Or doesn't have, it messes up your biology, so to speak, your body, your blood, which enables you to think and concentrate and focus and use the nutrients to power your body and strengthen yourself so that you can be on point. So it's a lot of things that Esau is using, the depths of Satan, to keep people from figuring this stuff out, man. But Revelation chapter 2 verse 24, but unto you I say, and unto the rest of Thyatira, as many as have not known this doctrine. And the doctrine, the scriptures help us reveal these things, man. Uncover Esau's BS. The scriptures is your filter, and which have not known the depths of Satan. As they speak, I will put upon you none other burden. This is Micah chapter 2, verse. I'm going to start at verse 1. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe and destruction to them that devise iniquity, the elites are devising iniquity, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. So the elites have the power, the resources to employ people, think tanks, crisis actors, etc., to come up with these plans and these plots to help bring about their new world order agenda. And because they know people just gonna snap out if they try to bring it forcefully. You know, they got to do this stuff. They got to keep everybody docile, etc. But they ultimately get help from Yahweh Shema Shai because Esau was given the blessing to rule this world until a certain period of time, and his time is being cut. That's why all of this is being revealed. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, this is the point. Behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go heartily, for this time is evil. So eventually, America is going to be destroyed. Man. Everything in this place is going to be destroyed. And after this place is destroyed, the Lord will send his men to put all these nations in captivity and bring about righteousness again, via the law, statutes, and commandments that the pastors say are done away with. Long story short, this is Revelation chapter 12. Esau is doing this because he knows that he got a short time. This Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, Esau, is come down unto you, him passing his legislations to help bring about his new world order via using these crisis actors and these think tanks, etc. For the devil's come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Esau, the elites, you know, those that are in the Illuminati, in the inner circle, the 13 Illuminati banker families, or the 13 Illuminati bloodlines on YouTube, they all know that they was given a short time to rule, and once their rulership is over, it's over for all the nations and them ruling. And Esau, after his captivity of 1,000 years, he know he's finna just get erased. He's just gonna get destroyed. The whole nation of Esau, which is the so-called white people race, the Caucasian race, they know. I mean, the elites know that after 1,000 years of slavery, that they're just gonna get destroyed, all of them. So they trying to bring this new world order. They trying to resist the Lord, you know. But the Lord is throwing his monkey wrenches, got his prophets out there, etc. So, but they know that their time is almost up. That's why a lot of this stuff is happening the way it's happening. Alright, with that being said, I don't want to drag it out too much longer. Call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles that we will, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.